onboarding process. So once we have chosen a service level, the information is then fed to Zero Practice Manager, which is XPM. It looks like this. So what has happened is, this client gave us told us, well, we made an engagement with them, and the client's information, once everything was signed and they paid and all that, the information was forwarded to this particular software, which is online. It's called Zero Practice Manager, nickname XPM. Okay? Now, keep that in mind. I'm gonna come back to that. Go back to your onboarding process. So from the service level, you go also to the engagement letter, which is with the client. We're still in practice ignition, and then that is then sent off to the client with a payment method. So until the client has actually made this payment, the engagement is not accepted. So once the client makes the payment, we accept it. So they have to go in and they have to say, we want to receive, I want you to charge me by credit card. Here's my credit card information. They're putting it into Practice Ignition. Practice Ignition is a contractual system, a merchant system, and a data performance feed. So it has 3 jobs that it does. Once they set the payment up, we then go out and give the client what's called the client intake profile sheet. We've had that in the system. I don't think I printed it out, but I will show it to you. The client CSPs that come to the office, they're like, I was told to come in and fill out the business intake sheet. And that's the sheet that they're talking about. So you'll have copies of that at the front desk. We may have already sent it to them, but just in case we haven't, that's if they come in, either they're filling it out or they may be just bringing it back to you. Instead of scanning it back, I don't know why, but they may just actually physically walk it back in. Anything could happen, I need y'all to know what it is. So once they fill that all out, or once you receive that, you'll contact Monique and let her know that you received it. And so then she'll go in and help create or add that information to what we call the client's profile sheet. The client profile sheet so grab all of this is important to you. This is what we actually grab. This is the bookkeeping.
Oh, I mean, I have
Okay.
it, I scanned it from the.
This is the
Yes, you posted.
this is the client assignment and profile sheet. What it does is, and I'm gonna find another way to do this at some point, but right now this is what we got. So it basically says, this is the client, these are the people, same thing that what we did was we used the sheet that we just showed you, the intake form, we used that to create this. And so what we're doing is digitizing that form. And basically we're saying who the case manager is, what location is getting this money. That's important to you guys because the bookkeeper that's doing the work, it may be at another location. At some point, we'll try to get, everybody's clients at their location, but right now, Fry does not have a lot of clientele, so we're having to give Fry some clientele. So, the office is very important because that money goes to that office. This tells us where the client's files are. The client's files can actually be, and this changed a little bit. Who do I have this? Hold on. Anyway, so this will tell you where it is, but what I was looking for is we used to use Go to My PC, we now use TeamViewer. So, you know what? I don't think I put the green one, but I think I don't know. anyway, this tells us where the access is. Some people we have on our server. In the past, we had everybody on our server. But since we got with Block, we had to change some things and ways to do things because QuickBooks is an Intuit product and it is a competitor to H&R Block because they have a tax software. So they don't like us using QuickBooks, which we can't tell the client what to do. And I think that's one of those roadblocks I think they're gonna run into because we can't make the client leave what they're comfortable with. So we have some clients that's on our server still. We'll be moving those to the to the Zero platform. Some of them are on TeamViewer. They still use QuickBooks, but they use their QuickBooks and we go in to reconcile and do their books on their system. So they may be in TeamViewer. It used to be Go to My PC. Some of them are on QuickBooks Online and they still use their software and they don't want to come off of it. So we have to go online to do their work. And some are, the remote, I think, was what I brought up in TeamViewer because we changed the different ways that we do remote access. So those are different ways that we see the client. But this profile sheet will tell you basically where it is, if there's a password to the software they use is there, how they pay, how much they pay. It'll give you, the clients give us access, view only, and check only access. We don't have access to go in and do anything to their bank account, but they'll give us view access so that we can reconcile their books. And this is where the passcodes are usually found. It'll tell you whether they have payroll, whether they have sales tax, what type of form they file, and whether they have franchise tax. Franchise tax is usually based on the state that they're in. But anyway, but this is when you see client profile sheet or hear the words, that's what we're talking about. So if you have been issued clients to reconcile and you have no idea where their banking passcodes or information is, that's because you have not been here. That's why you don't know how to get into the account.
I still can't. Yeah, that's me.
Yeah, well, when we can't, we have to discuss it and find out if we need to change something on these forms to get in. I would suggest taking this form, once you get in with your own clients, take it and put it on there in Zero. There's ways to put documents in there. I would take this form and put it in there so that you don't have to go find it. I'm not gonna do it. I'm gonna always put it here, but you can go take it from here and put it where you need it so that it's at your fingertips. Once that is done, the client has to be set up in the software that we use. And the software that we are using at this time is Zero. So we were doing Houston Hair Hospital. Now her books are already set up, but this is her account. I don't think we're actually in on hers yet, but this is her account. These are her credit card accounts, these are her bank accounts. She needs to go if you ever see this and we're not paying attention, yeah, let us know.
But you know how I can know if they need to go up in fees is because, number one, going into XPM, I can see how much time. Natasha does not clock her time, which I told her about, and she's almost about to get written up for that. But to clock your time when you're working on it, because if I say, hey, you have 20 accounts, you have 10 bank accounts, and I'm noticing my bookkeepers are spending, 20 hours a month, which is a lot, we're gonna have to move you up to, another level.
Or let you go. That's the
Right.
way, because it's
Good
not.
luck trying to find someone else.
It's not worth it.
Right.
But when y'all hear XPM and y'all hear us say track your time, it sounds like we're trying to micromanage the kids.
I am.
I'm not. I just need to
But
know.
I'm doing that to find the money, which I've talked about.
I'm really trying to see what are we doing? Because like, I just noticed, look at this lady, she has 2 credit cards and 3 bank accounts, we charging her $150. There's no way we making our money off of her, she's killing us, and she calls me about twice a month.
Like
So,
Blue House, right?
yeah, and late at night, because she styles strippers, so it's like,
Nice,
one in the morning, she's calling me, asking me
that was
questions.
irrelevant. So this is what I really wanna sit down and be able to do every day, okay? Like, not strict, but I'm saying this and XPM. I don't know, man. But, not necessarily come to you guys and say, hey, how come you're not doing the checklist, or how come your taxes, or whatever. This is really what I wanna do.
Somebody should have already told me this, I didn't even realize.
Well, we were also paying somebody's, payroll for
Yeah,
a year and a half.
They never paid us.
And that's something that I need to be focusing on and seeing where is our money slipping out.
Where did you put your time?
Okay, we're about to go back
Okay.
there. So the client, we're at, create client file. So now we've created the client file. We've uploaded the chart of account. We have a special chart of account that we uploaded to the client file. And we set up any additional service or any payroll that they doing, we'll do that. In her case, she doesn't have any of that. She has a data bank feed that's automatic, and we reconcile. So let's just say we went in, and by the way, I can tell it hasn't been reconciled because there's 394 items sitting here. So she has not been reconciled. So it would be hard for me to go tell her, you know, you go some more lane, we ain't even did the basic stuff yet. But
this is what my job really is to do, to micromanage, making sure
this stuff happens.
right, this stuff happens, not necessarily y'all.
This is our monthly income. Whether we get taxes done or not, this is our monthly income. It does not feed into your $700 though, but it is our monthly income. It can help us take that 700 down if we can start collecting this consistently. So the client is set up, we reconciled her, those 394 transactions went away. So now we gotta go over to XPM and tell XPM we did the work. Okay, so this is
Actually, you
XPM.
should clock in before you start working, so.
Yeah, I started here first. So, yeah, you go in, you start your clock in or whatever, then you go do the work, then you come back in your clock. Then, and when you find practice manager, XPM is practice manager. So when you see it, it's here, okay?
And you see that it's a different bar color, that's how you know which one you're in. Like, this one is green. The other one, go back, that's blue. So that's how you know which one you're in.
This is the actual client software.
Yeah, that's the actual client.
So do they have access to that?
We can't give it to them yet because we're not doing the work.
Up to date.
We're not up to date on
Yes,
anything.
yes,
They're
Yeah.
supposed to have
It's just like
access.
QuickBooks, this is just like QuickBooks, and they should be able to go in, and we can give them access, we just, that's
You
what
give
I'm
them
trying
every
to do.
excuse in the book right
Right.
now. Oh, well, you know, it's been having a glitch. Well, I haven't assigned the person.
Right, we
yet.
have to-
Give me a
yeah.
minute, you know, I'm not running out of excuses now.
That's
So
what I'm
anyway,
trying to do, is
but
to let them, you know, some of us can.
here's where you're gonna start your time, and then you end your time. Now, we're gonna go down here, and we're gonna tell, the system that we have completed, am I the right person? Let me make sure I'm the right person. We're gonna go and tell the system that we've done with the work. XPM, that we're done with the work. Alright, so here's Houston Hair Hospital. At the top, this is a job that we're doing. This whole year of bookkeeping is one job. Okay, so we're gonna go to the job. Oh, I didn't hit the job inside this. I went up here, sorry. Here's the job. She has one job. Went too far. Okay, and so here's the one job. The reason you have multiple jobs is because we might have done something else for her, like started a new company or, you know, did a business analysis. But right now, we want this one. If you scroll down, all this other stuff is important, but right now, I just need bare basics, just bare minimum stuff. I just need you to go down and say, you know what, I reconciled for February. So I did and then like right now, I have both of these, let me take that off. So, I am gonna fix this, because we can manually enter it and we can, automate automatically, it's automated. But we've been mostly trying to automate. The reason the manual is there, because again, that takes more time than automation. So if they got a bank account that won't let us pull the automatic entries, then we have to manually enter that. And if we have to manually enter that, it takes more time, you can't be at 150. So in her case, it's actually automated. Once we find out what the client is doing, I'm gonna delete the other. So we know that it's automated. So we checked off that, and we checked off that we reconciled. We also did February, so we're gonna check off that we did February. That's it. That's what XPM is.
But the really cool thing about XPM is we actually have someone that you can call if you have a question. Or you can hit that.
I was
that
about to
question.
say, or you could
You
just,
can just go up there and hit that help. Yeah.
this gives you step by step. Like, when I say step by step, click this button, click that button, hit this button, go here, choose this, step by step instructions, so you can. But at the end of the day, I just showed y'all, all we're asking you to do, just go check the box. Did you finish January? Check that box for me right there. Just that right there. Just check that. That's it. Now, here's when, and this one's easy. Here's when it gets complicated. And ironically, our more complicated people, we're actually doing. Where's the bill station? I hate that they put all these people in here. This is Bell Station. Bell Station is a titanium client. I can't get everybody to click 3 boxes, but I can get the person who's over bill to click all these. I don't understand. So this is driving me crazy. Technically, we actually do have manual and automated entries. We have to turn some stuff around. We have to reconcile the bank accounts, the credit card accounts, they got loan accounts. We have to scan all the documents in. We have to review, so this part up here is the staff accountant. This part down here is a financial analyst going behind the staff accountant to make sure that the staff accountant did what they needed to do. And, all the way down to us getting them their financial statements. And so everything we did had a reason. Everything we didn't do, either we didn't have to do it, or we need to go back and do it. But that's all you're doing is clicking boxes that you did. You don't click boxes that you didn't do, you just click the boxes that you did, so that we can track to see if these clients are doing what they need to do, or if I can go out here and see that the client calls me and say, hey, I need my financial statements. First thing I'm gonna do is go out here and see if it's done. And so if it's done, I can say, okay, cool, here's your financial statements. But if something ain't checked, or I don't know it's checked, or I don't know whether to give it to the client or not. And all we're doing is reconciling their books in zero, the blue tab, and coming over to the green tab, telling the green tab we did.
And how much time?
This is like your work center.
This is like your work center, yes. Which is why on the evaluation, I have, some people have SPM, some people have work center. That's exactly the answer, yes. All it's doing is tracking and making sure we did what we need to do, and if we didn't, it tells us that through reports.
And I think everyone's certification is about to expire for Zero while we're on it, so in December, I think that's when everybody, Natasha and Cynthia's are already expired. They need to get on that, and the rest of y'all need to get Zero certified.
Don't do what I do as I say.
Yeah, that part.
That always works.
That works.
Don't listen to Natasha.
So anyways, I need you guys to log in to XPM
Log in
now,
now.
so you can go in and click a button so you can see exactly what it takes. That's it. Cause this is, I want y'all to see how easy this is. This is not the hard part. The hard part would be going over here to try to reconcile or do whatever. Matter of fact, Courtney has all the hardest clients. She has the headache clients. Everybody else is just pull the information in, identify the transactions, and move on. Now, I had someone say the reason why I hadn't gotten started is because I didn't know how to identify the transactions. That's interesting, because there's a month before you got here that has the same transactions. Just go back and look at the old ones. Where did you put that? Then I'm putting it in the same place.
That's my issue. I don't have that
For who?
for any of it.
Give me one of your people.
I have Iron Horse. Actually,
It's
the same
available.
person.
It's available, but it's not available in Zero, which is why that client profile sheet is important, because it'll tell you where her file is. She has not been moved to Zero yet, and now it's too late because we're in the last quarter of the year. It makes no sense to move it to Zero because you have to do all of her transactions from January to date. Now, you wanna get used to doing it? Do it. Because that will give you you will have month behind month behind month, and with all those months you do, the repetition will have you comfortable with getting it done. And you get it done before tax season. You'll understand how to do it before tax season hit, when we gotta do both at the same, you know.
Can you keep and show where he can get the information?
Cause every time, yeah.
Yes, he wants to find out where he's applying information.
It's on the client profile sheet on the server.
On the server.
It's on our actual server on down. So I would have to give you access to go in. You know what? No, I'm not. I'm gonna move the spreadsheet to Teams. That's what I'll do. That'll be easy. I'll move the spreadsheet to Teams, and then everybody will have access to it.